Eat big to get big is dead. So we all know the concept of eat big, get big. It's often associated with people who just want to pack on muscle, like we obviously all want to do, and maximize how much muscle they can gain naturally and just, fill out the t-shirts, look big in clothes and just look like huge, just really just maximizing our potential for muscle growth. So obviously people should eat big to get big. But what this actually turns out is people end up eating everything around them, which is a kind of a common thing where they have to stuff their face. They're having like 4 McDonald's burgers and 10 fries a day. Eat big, get big, bro. But that's not really how it works. As research shows, if you're gaining 10 pounds of weight every 2 weeks, that's not going to be all muscle, right? So eat big to get big. Yeah, man, I put on 15 kilos, 30 pounds in 2 months. Eat big, get big. That's not how it works. There's a diminishing return. I'm pretty sure I'll actually might throw it up on the screen here now because I have to kind of just double check, but I'm pretty sure a real bulk would be about 0.5 pounds, 0.25 kg every week. Apparently that's like, for example, they call it a lean bulk because apparently you can only gain 0.25 kg or 0.5 pounds of muscle every week naturally. And obviously if you go anything over that, it's just going to be fat, because obviously you want to put on as much muscle and minimize fat gain. So why would you go over the natural limit of muscle you can gain every week, if you understand what I mean? So why would you go over 0.25 kgs if that's all you can put on muscle in a week, unless you don't really care about fat gain? But for the majority of people, they eat big, get big, they're going to end up putting on heaps of unwanted water weight and fat because they're just eating everything around them just to eat big, get big, where they're gaining so much extra weight that they don't need to. So people would refer to what I said earlier on, 0.25, 0.5 pounds a week as a lean bulk. But really it's not, because it's actually just a regular bulk without just adding on a lot of extra weight that isn't muscle. I watch Revival Fitness. I don't know if any of you guys would be familiar with his channel, but he is always advocates for bulking in like 99% of situations. People should always bulk, and he really is against it, things about a main gaining or like a body recomp, except for when you're extremely beginner or in the novice period. And he thinks even 0.25 kg or 0.5 pounds a week is actually going to be too fast for some people. If you go on to Reddit or you go on and look up some advice, it's always saying gain around a pound a week. But if we can only put on 0.5 pounds of muscle every week, why would we go over that? Like this eat big to get big mentality, it's gonna see you end up putting on lots of extra body fat and water weight over, of course, if you do it for a long period of time. So what we really want to do is, we do obviously still want to eat big. We want to be in that surplus, but we don't want to eat big where the fact we're eating every single item around us, every single piece of food around us, or you're drinking olive oil and eating 10 burgers a day from McDonald's or Burger King. Like, you don't want to be doing that kind of stuff. Like, you want to be gaining a very kind of low amount of weight, like what I said earlier on. And even then you could probably go slower. This whole mentality, will eat big to get big, like, it's not really going to work out in the future, and then they have to end up cutting a lot of body fat later. So the harder you bulk, eat big to get big, you're going to end up just making a longer cut for yourself. That's really it. Look, you might gain a lot of strength, don't get me wrong, but it's up to you. Do you really want to? Does the pros outweigh the cons there? Does the pros of getting stronger outweigh the cons of putting a lot of extra body fat and water weight? Probably not. Like, I'm a powerlifter myself, and I still am not going to gain 1 pound a week or 2 pounds a week just to get my strength gains up. That's not something for me, and I literally compete in powerlifting. That's not something I want to do. So really, you gotta stick to your slow calorie surplus, and eat big to get big is dead. It's definitely, unless you're like a really, really skinny and like dangerously underweight person, where obviously you have to, like, the extra bit of fat will actually add like to your body where you need that bit of fat. Other than that kind of extreme case, for the majority of us, like, you don't really need to do this big eat big get big all in mentality. Yeah, you just kind of got to keep your surplus small and just kind of gain at that kind of like 0.25 0.5 pound weight. And that's not gospel. Like, of course, yeah, you can go, like I said, go lower. You can bulk slower, of course, and like the slower you bulk, the less hassle you're putting on yourself for a cut later. Like I said, that's personally my opinion. That's how it's worked for me. When I was gaining about a pound a week, I was definitely putting on a lot more body fat and water weight and things like that than I was comfortable with. And I realized that really just taking things slower is just probably better off, to be honest. So yeah, really just, I want to just talk about that today, that eat big to get big, eating everything around you, putting on all this water weight, putting all this body fat, 2 pounds a week. It's just extra that you don't need. Like you see a lot of novices coming in and they do that, the all in mentality, eat big get big, and they're like putting on like 10 pounds in a week and it's all water and things like that. So yeah, just don't make that mistake, guys. Just make sure to keep your surplus small, because the smaller your surplus, the longer you can bulk for, and you want to bulk for as long as possible because you want to build the most amount of muscle as possible. You want to be able to go for as long as you can in that bulk, build the muscle before you start cutting. So that's just my general advice. Hope you enjoyed the commentary. Yeah, thanks for watching anyway. So I definitely plan to make some more of this kind of content, as this should be my second video. But yeah, just if you like this kind of content, subscribe, hit the like button, comment, and yeah, enjoy the rest of the gameplay. I'm out.
Top it off!
UAV on standby. UAV inbound. Friendly Dragonfire deployed. Lightning strike on standby. UAV online. Advised. Hostile hunter
Hammer 1-1, enters in 10 seconds.
friendly.
3 confirmed.
Hostile attack! Down. EKIA! Got it! Attack reload!
Pressing the fight. We're ahead. UAV inbound. Be advised, hostile UAV incoming.
Another kill.